Hi guys, it's Dakota. Hope everybody's doing well and staying safe and sane through the stay at home or stay in place. Um, I know they're starting to lift some bans now and just, we got to still be smart and think about what we're doing, so be safe. So today I wanted to talk about how my channel got its name, the Hallowed Cauldron. And I'm not going to go into like real deep details like I wanted to because I felt like I don't know, I just feel like it would take forever. Sorry for the boring like background, but look, this is my magic room. This is my meditation chair, and the rest of the room is crazy because I'm doing Zoom with my classes, and we had our little special Beltane. We didn't do a ritual, but we had a little special Beltane thing going on, and I did it up here, and my room is just tore up. So that whole area where I normally film or do my videos is a wreck, and I just didn't feel like going over to the other studio. So long story about that too. Anyway, onward. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about is again is how I came up with the Hallowed Cauldron, how that came to be. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it on another video. I'm not sure how. I know then I didn't go into the deep dark details to either of it. It's really no mystery, to be quite honest with you. But I'm just going to give you a few things as to the cauldron and how really how it came to be. So first of all, I consider the cauldron an extremely sacred tool. It's probably one of my most sacred of my witchy tools that I have. I use it a lot. I use it for all kinds of things. I have probably 10 to 15 cauldrons, from little tiny ones for probably just burning incense or whatever is what I use them for, to the real giant big ones that are mine are cast iron, so heavy I can't even move it. My husband has to move it when we need to move it. And that one's for having your bonfires in, or whatever. My favorite thing to do with that one, well, not my favorite thing, but one of my favorite things to do with the big ones, I think I have four of the big giant ones. I'm sort of a hoarder of cauldrons. Um, is fill that with water on a full moon, and let it get really still, and then have the moon reflect down into the water so that you can see the moon on top of the water and scry with that. Wow, it's phenomenal. The messages are very, very clear. It's very magical. It's just really awesome. But so anyway, yeah. So for me, the cauldron is an extremely sacred tool. It is represent it is representative of the womb of the goddess. So you really can't get any more sacred than that. Hallowed means sacred. That's what it means. If you look up the word hallowed, it means sacred. So sacred cauldron. And I use the cauldron, like I said, for everything. I use it for fires. We use it for ritual. I use it for different types of magical purposes. Different cauldrons for different things. Just depends on what size I need. And anyway, yeah. So I'm just really drawn to the cauldron. Now I'm not druid, but a few years ago, I was introduced to the story of Caradwen and Taliesin. And Caradwen has her cauldron that she puts herbs, and it's a brew that brews for a year and a day. And it is to transform these herbs and stuff into wisdom. And then there's the story that goes with that. Well, that whole story just really touched me on a really, really deep level. Not just the story, but if you read the story, the and the understanding of the story, and the information that is given to you within the story it touched me on a very, very, very deep level, and it was transforming. And I think that was the start. It transformed me internally, not just the story. So, not just the story, but the things within the story. And you have to open up your mind and look into the things that the story is about. Look into it. It's not just the story of this witch named Caradwyn makes a brew. It's not that. It's the whole thing. Transformation. And and that is truly what happened to me. And it was a transformation. It was an initiation to a different level for me, a different spiritual level for me. Truly, it truly was. I went from, from this level of some structured training and learning the roots and the foundation of witchcraft. What is it? What does it mean? Learning the elements, not just, oh, earth, air, fire, water, return, not just that, but learning the elements, learning them, introducing myself to them, allowing them to introduce themselves to me, feeling the elements. What is the element? Working with that element on a deeper level. Not like, okay, I'm going to work with fire, so I'm going to light this match and I'm going to put this fire under the cauldron and there's fire. I'm working with fire. No, 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 not like that. Deeper spiritual workings within the elements. Deep. It was awesome. And um, there's a whole gamut of academic structure, foundational structure that I had learned. And add the story of Caradwyn and Taliesin to that, put me on a higher level, put me in a different mindset. I may not be choosing the right words, but a different mindset to how I approach my magic, how I approach being a witch, how I approach my life as a witch. It was truly an initiation into a different level, a different space for me. So the cauldron then at that point took on a different meaning for me. It took on a very, very different meaning for me. Now, the cauldron's been used over centuries, way back to, I don't even know, 14th century, probably even earlier than that. I mean, forever it's been used. I'm sure at some point it was used for sacrificial reasons, but it's been used for cooking, and it has been used for, camping, and let's sit out by the bonfire and roast marshmallows and make s'mores and stuff like that, tell ghost stories. But it is also used for magical purposes, scrying, rituals, all of the things, all of the things. So when I came up with my channel, I I wanted to be able to promote my channel and through my work, through my store. But then I decided I don't want this to just be about my store. And I was sort of afraid that people, if I promoted it, I don't, look, I already have a store. I have a business and I have a Facebook page that works as my website. Um, I just didn't want to do a store YouTube channel. I mean, I didn't see the purpose in that. So I didn't want to do that. And so I didn't. And then of course, it took me a couple years to figure out that, okay, I'm going to commit to doing YouTube for 1 year. I had been thinking about it for 2 years and it just never transpired. I couldn't get myself to do it. And then I finally did it. And here I am. We've already talked about this in a couple of my other videos, I'm sure. And now I'm really enjoying it. I like it. And so I was just using my name, my personal name, just using Dakota as my channel name. And one day during a meditation, a journey, when I was doing some journey work, I when I journey with the intention of meeting up with my spirit guides or meeting up with the ancestors, um, because I'm always looking for more knowledge. I am always looking for messages. What message do you have for me? What do I need to be working on? Which direction, am I taking the right steps? What do I need to know? Give me some work. I'll work on it. And so that's when I do my journey work, that's usually that is my intention is I just go in and I ask for help. Knowledge. I want knowledge. I want wisdom. What do you need me to know? And so I'm gonna look at my notes here real quick. So the druids, and I'm not druid, but the druids, some of the druids um, believe that the cauldron is the symbol of the well that connects us to the underworld or to the ancestors, to those spirit guides, etc. And when I learned about that, it was perfect. Like that was I was on the right path. I knew that I was on the right path. And working with the cauldron was one of the tools was going to be my main tool that I one of my main tools. It's probably my main tool besides candle is my fire is my main element. Candle then would be my main tool, I guess. But the cauldron was going to be super, super, super important in my magical life and my magical work. And so I started learning more and more about the cauldron, and I started using the cauldron more and more for different things other than just um, putting fires in them or, burning an intention and letting it burn into the cauldron or using it as a censer, for your incense. I was actually using it for deeper things, and that has grown for me. And so then on top of that, um, there is way back when, again, this goes back to, I don't even know, 12th, 13th, 14th century, maybe. It's a long time. And it was he's a bard and a poet, wrote a poem. um I will beat this name up, I'm sure, and deepest apologies if anybody knows the correct pronunciation. Phonically do it for me because I should have looked that up before I did this, but it just came to me right this second. um I want to say it's Amergen Whitney, Emergen, Amergen Whitney, I believe, is the bard. I believe that is who it is. Again, apologies if I have that wrong. I should have investigated that before I opened my mouth and started talking about it. At anyway, wrote a poem and it's called the Cauldron of Posey, and where he's talking about these internal cauldrons, three eternal three internal cauldrons. And when I read that, it caught my attention. It caught my attention. And it caught my attention to the point of where I actually had to go deep and I had to study it. And the more I studied it and the more I learned, there again, it was almost like another initiation. It was almost like another level up in my mindset and how I process things and why I process things that way. And because this is internal now, so this is internal. And it was really, really, it's been a real highlight in my life, I guess. So, anywho, so when I was journeying one time, um, some years ago, the name of my personal coven was given to me. And the message was, it's to be called Coven of the Hallowed Cauldron. And I sort of was like, huh? Like what? And then, I don't know. And then I just thought, well, what else would it be? Of course it would be that. Because how I feel and about the cauldron, it being a vessel and it being representative of the womb of the goddess, which is sacred in itself, anything that I do magically, ritualistically, spell work, whether I journal, whether I meditate, whether I journey, anything and everything really that I do, I walk a magical a magical path. I do. To the best of my ability, I do. I don't dabble. This isn't something that I just dabble with. This is who I am now. And it's amazing. It's just amazing. It's the transformation of who I was 30 plus years ago when I started this journey to who I am now is seriously night and day. And so anything and everything that I do, anything and everything that I experience, any messages that I receive, anything that I do in divination, and in front of me right now I have, these are the transparent tarot. So I need my white cloth under it so you can see them. Um, but anyway, I'm just doing something for tonight's live video on the Peddler and the Crow page if you want to watch it. It's going to be on Cauldron Magic, which is kind of why I wanted to do this video also. Anyway, but so divination, just anything that I do that is of who I am, my spiritual who I am, my spiritual self, goes into this. I am a vessel. We are a vessel. We are a container, right? Inside of us is blood. We are somewhere between, like, I don't know, it's like 60 to 80% water. This shell, this skin, is a vessel. It contains us, holds our bones, holds our organs, holds our brain. Our head, our skull is a cauldron for our brain. Um, our eye sockets are cauldron for our eyeballs, our mouth, for our tongue, right? We are a sacred vessel. We are a sacred vessel. So anything and everything that I do or that my group does goes into the cauldron, goes into the hallowed cauldron. So the hallowed cauldron doesn't necessarily have to be a physical thing. It doesn't have to, I'm looking for a cauldron to show you, but they're over there. Um, but it doesn't have to be a physical thing. It's here. We are the sacred vessel. We are a cauldron. And so anything and everything that I do that is of my belief, my ethics, responsibility, like my code of ethics, my responsibility, um, my oath, my my devotion, anything and everything goes in to that hallowed cauldron. And the more that goes into it, the more powerful it becomes, the more magical it becomes, the more it exposes the magic within to you. Transformation. Ah, phenomenal. Phenomenal. So, that is how the Hallowed Cauldron, the name of my channel, came to be. And it is the coven of the Hallowed Cauldron, but is my coven, but my channel is the Hallowed Cauldron because, again, anything that I do here, I mean, pretty much everything I've done so far, I think I've been talking about some kind of magic. Just me talking about it goes into this magical cauldron, and it becomes more powerful and more magical, and it becomes bigger, and the bigger it becomes, the more access I have to it. It's really, really awesome. If you get an opportunity, go to my page, on my Facebook page, The Peddler and the Crow, doing my live video tonight, which is something simple. These are customers, some who are brand spanking new, who are just seekers, some are just curious. So we don't go into deep talks, but you might get something out of it. You might enjoy it, and you know, be something to do. It's Beltane. We're social distancing here, so we can't get together and do ritual. And we did a little something though Wednesday night with my class via Zoom. Sorry, YouTube, but I used Zoom. And wasn't a ritual though, but we talked about Beltane, and we had a little fun meditation. And so it was very nice. I liked it a lot. I liked the energy. It was fun. Not as fun as having them one-on-one, my students one-on-one, but it is what we had at the time, and so we used that, and it was magical, and it went into my cauldron. My cauldron. So the other thing that I wanted to mention real quick, and I'm getting ready to sign off, and that is, I wasn't going to do this, because I'm not like, I don't know, I'm not really into doing this so much, or I hadn't planned on doing this, but I think at 100 subscribers, I have 95 right now. So at 100 subscribers, I think I will do a giveaway. My reasoning for not wanting to get involved in the giveaways is I don't want people subscribing just to subscribe to try to be the person that gets the giveaway. Um, you know, I want you to subscribe because you want to be here. I really, truly, I am. I mean, I would love to have a lot more subscribers. I feel like I've been on here long enough to have more, but hey, it is what it is. And I'm pleased with what I have because out of 95, how many really watch it? I don't even know. And it's important to me to be able to share with you, but I don't want you to just tell your friend, if you're a subscriber, tell your friend, hey, she's doing a giveaway, you might win something, subscribe, because I really want you to get something out of the channel. I don't know. Anyway, I plan on doing that. I'll probably make that announcement next week, or when I get to 100, I guess. I don't even know how it works. So I got to go look at my friend's video when she did her giveaway and see how that even works. I don't even know how to do it. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I loved doing it. Honestly, I did. Um, I love talking witch, and I love talking about elevations and initiations to higher and higher knowledge. And so Hope you enjoyed it. I had a great time. If you celebrate Beltane, blessed Beltane, stay safe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye, guys.